Hello everyone, it's me, Nick, head of Mac's MOCs, and today I am back with another MOC showcase. And remember when I said I wouldn't be making any more BattlePod mechs? Well, I lied. After I finished my video on Zane's mech, I realized that the mech was so much fun to pose and play around with that I should really build an enemy mech for it to fight, so this was the result. This is the Brick Separator mech, and it's not just called the Brick Separator mech because it has brick separators on it. The brick separators on this are actually a very important feature for the mech's attack method, and I'll explain how that works in just a second. In this version of the Ninjago timeline I made up, the Sky Pirates are instead Mech Pirates that use the chassis and endoskeletons of destroyed and damaged mechs to build new mechs. Of course, they then use these new mechs to attack the mechs the main 6 ninja use. The mech's main attack is to grab onto other mechs with its brick separator feet and arms, and then break off their armor, rendering them defenseless to other weapons, which I'll get to later. The building techniques and design of this MOC are interesting. The Brick Separator mech was supposed to have originally been a mining mech that was discovered, modified, and repurposed by the Mech Pirates. So I wanted to make it look very different from the Ice mech, which was built from scratch to serve the sole purpose as a battle mech. Those of you who have OCD or are perfectionist have probably noticed several mismatched colors and pieces on the mech. The reason for this is because the mech was supposed to have been found missing several parts of its left leg area. So I wanted to make it look like this entire section had been rebuilt. This resulted in one foot being gray, that foot was rebuilt, while the other foot is still in the original color scheme of the mining mech. One of the forward arms is also slightly more advanced than the other. All of the brick separators on the mech were supposed to be where drills and diggers on the mining mech were originally, so that's why the placement is somewhat odd looking, but personally I think it looks alright. I like the non-humanoid design of the mech, but at the same time I find it a little bit weird. The legs I do like because they look very functional, but the issue is I have some difficulty imagining how exactly the legs would move in order to propel the mech. I think this one leg would shuffle forward, then this leg would extend, the back leg would kinda do the reverse, but then when you display it like that, it just looks very weird. My issues about this MOC more come from the under-detailing on it. I'll admit it, this MOC really isn't very greebly. Most of the greebling is just limited to this central area. And while it does look decent and functional, I think the greebling could be done better around here. But I'm actually kind of okay without a lot of greebling on the mech because the design of the mech in its own way is kind of one giant greeble. The entire leg superstructures look very functional, and all the colors, positions, and even these joint guards up here give the build a lot of character and just a really unique design and feel to it. I have to say that my favorite part about the central area is just this hose right here, but unfortunately I didn't actually think up a purpose for this hose, just for it to look cool, so if you have an idea for the hose, you can let me know in the comments. Now that we're done with the design of this guy, we have to get on to the most painful part of the showcase. The posability. Now, this guy has an amazing amount of posability. However, all of the construction in the legs that makes them posable also gives the mech its unusual design, resulting in very odd movements. There's a mixile ball joint at the mech's head, which allows it to look up far and look down really far. And because of the head design, you can actually rotate the center abdomen up or down, and then you can angle the head unit so the cockpit can ride at a different height. The head can also look left and right, and the head can rotate, although the hose prevents it from doing a full 360. And ooh boy, now onto the abdominal unit. Each central leg is on a ball joint, which allows the leg to rotate and move up and down and forwards and backwards. And then ball joint here, 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 ball joint at the ankle, which allows for a swivel and a pivot. Posability on this guy is difficult, but once you get the hang of it, you can get some really dynamic poses. You can even rotate the entire leg sections around to give the mech a spider mode. And the mech is balanced enough that it can do a handstand. And if you know me, you know there's no way I'll make a posable Lego figure without building some weapons to pose him with. The mech includes a jousting blade, which it can charge other mechs with, and a particle cannon that can fire exploding atoms at other mechs. The weapons just plug right in under the secondary leg joints, and it looks pretty cool and also gives the mech a bit of a Metal Gear vibe. These weapons would be used to destroy the engines and power cores of other mechs so their armor, weapons, and computer systems could be salvaged. Overall, this MOC is pretty cool. This mech might be a bit difficult to pose, but it is still quite a bit of fun to play around with and display with other mechs. More so, I'm happy about a lot of coolness coming from how much different the mech is, as I'm always trying to experiment with new designs, and I'm pleased when ones like this work out well. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.